Hold on, Caro, hold on.
Tony,
So many shambas to shape. Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up.
We have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need,
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences
on the Shamba Shape Up Safari.
Caro, so many shambas to shape and so little time.
Oh yes, Tony, we need to save our soils, make better farmers and inspire the next generation.
We need more help to shape more farmers.
Oh, yes, faster Tony, faster,
Tony,
faster.
I'm tired.
Welcome to Shamba Shape Up. This week, we are in Gethafai in Nyandarua County.
My name is Waweru Gundo, also known as Wen.
My name is Margaret Waweru.
I'm a full-time farmer.
Farming is my passion, and normally we do it with my husband.
And I started it around 20 years ago.
My mother was a farmer, so I used to admire whatever she got from her produce. That's what motivated me in farming.
Owen!
Maggie!
Hey.
Hello!
Hi!
Yeah.
How are you?
We are good.
How are you?
Yes.
Nice yes.
Wow.
Welcome. You're most welcome.
You?
Good to see you.
Me too,
Good
thanks.
to see you.
How is farming in this area in general? Is it good, Margaret?
Yeah, it is good, though we have some challenges like the soil. Maybe I'm applying the good agricultural practices,
Yes.
although I don't know, but I get there. The low yields.
There's someone munching behind me. Who is this?
It's part of our project here at our farm.
So how many cows do you have?
We have 20 cows in total, yes.
And,
but at the moment we are milking 3 cows.
Giving you which amount?
Average of 20 to 25 kgs per day.
From 3 cows.
From 3 cows.
Yeah.
You're in luck because we have an expert who's going to take you step by step to see how you can improve.
Okay.
Right now, we just need to go pitch our tent,
Yes.
and then we join you in a bit.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank
All right.
you.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Soil testing is critical if you're going to make a profit out of your farm. It is important to know the condition of your soils and how you need to improve them. We invited Samuel from CropNuts, a soil expert. Remember, soil samples should be taken in a zigzag formation from the entire shamba that is being tested. Samuel was here a few days ago and now has the results.
As you can see from your report,
Yes.
the pH of your soil is low.
Yeah.
So that means that the level of acidity in your soil is very high.
Yeah.
And also other nutrient elements like phosphorus,
Yes.
calcium and total nitrogen.
Okay.
They were very low in your soil.
So that's why I get low yields, despite using all the agricultural practices.
Exactly. We always advise farmers to start with a soil test to know the level of fertility of their soil before they can do planting.
And what do you recommend me to do?
You can just look at the second page.
Okay.
We have advised you to use lime,
Yes.
to also use manure, and also a DAP fertilizer for planting,
Okay.
and a CN fertilizer for top dress.
Okay.
Yes.
And so they are available in the market.
They are available when you go with this report to the nearest agrovet and tell them you want this input, they will always get them for you.
Oh, that's very good.
Yes.
Margaret was advised to apply lime and manure 2 weeks before planting and DAP during planting.
In the previous season, how much did you get from this 1 acre?
Okay, I got 100 bags. Yeah.
We expect you to get 240, or 50 kgs
Really?
of potato.
Oh, and I will be a happy farmer.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you too.
Yeah.
This is so hard and dry. Soils are the key to a farmer's wealth. So taking good care of your soil should be your #1 priority.
In terms of production in my farm, compared to those years, the yields are becoming lower and lower. So I don't know what is happening with our soils.
Margaret,
Yay!
why are you looking so worried?
2 weeks ago, there was heavy rain.
Okay.
And as you can see, my soil is dry. And I have another piece of land I want to plant. Now I'm worried. What will happen? Will they be like this?
You still want to plant potatoes in that shamba?
Yes.
Okay. I think I have the right expert for you.
That's good.
I'll see you in a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Modern farming methods call for us to conserve our soils. We need to ensure they are healthy. There are many ways to do this. One important one is practicing conservation agriculture, which includes crop rotation, soil cover, and minimum tillage. Kenneth from Hello Tractor is here to show Margaret how a tractor can help with minimum tillage.
What is this Hello Tractor?
Thank you. So Hello Tractor is a sharing platform that helps the farmer request for tractor service if and when they need it at a touch of the button. Now, as you know previously, you'd request for a tractor maybe through a mobile phone and call the tractor owner. But it will take months to even come. Sometimes the season will come and go before you get even a tractor. So if you request a tractor through Hello Tractor, if we say the tractor will be there by 9 a.m., then that is the time you get it.
All right, so you mean if Margaret needs a tractor, she calls the agents and they do a booking for her?
So there are two ways that Maggie can be able to request for service. First one, she would need to have a smartphone, and then she downloads the Hello Tractor app on her phone.
Okay.
Once you have done that, there will be a few prompts that you get. Your name and your mobile number and where your land is. Once you have inputted that, then it will be very easy, you'll be registered. Once you're registered, then it will be very easy any day for you to request for service. On the other hand, if you do not have a smartphone or you're not tech savvy, then there's no problem. You get a booking agent around you, call them, tell them, I need you to book my farm. And they do that, and they will follow the same prompt until you get a text message requesting you that on this date, you are supposed to get your tractor.
So Hello Tractor works just like any other booking you can do, whether it's maybe for traveling and stuff like that.
That's correct.
So Maggie requests, the Hello Tractor comes, you pay the driver, and from there?
The land is harvested and Maggie is happy.
That's great.
So Ken, what do you have for us today?
As Hello Tractor, we have come in to help you, the small-scale farmers, to share our tractors that are in our platform. That is one, because we know that has been one of the biggest challenge. But two, we come in to help you with agronomic advice every step of the way. So in case, for example, you're having the issue of hard pan, then we say, please stop using the disc plow and start using what we call reaper.
And what are the advantages of using a reaper? Because we are used to disc plows.
Because of using a disc plow for so many years, there is a hard pan that is formed under the soil.
A hard pan is formed from continuous use of disc plows. The hardened soil stops roots from growing down, reducing your yield and the amount of moisture that goes into the soil. A reaper breaks the hard pan, allowing water to seep deep into the soil. This also creates a way for roots. This means the soils are able to hold more moisture for the crop through the season. When using minimum tillage for potatoes, the reaper makes rip lines where the roots of the plants go deep to find moisture and soften the topsoil for heaping to allow growth of the tubers.
When I saw the tractor, I was very excited. I saw how deep it is going. I saw how the texture of the soil was very soft, so I can plant anything that I want. So it is just amazing.
Margaret and Owen have a lot going on in their shamba, and they have some cows Let's find out what challenges they have.
On daily farming, I'm targeting to have at least 100 liters of milk per day, of which I think I have to pull up my socks.
We have brought in Kanye from CKL Africa to help Owen increase his milk production. A good herd starts with the healthy calves for maximum production. Already, Kanye has noticed some serious challenges with the calves.
I've noted that the calves don't have a calf pen. They are just sleeping outside. In the first 2 weeks of the calf's life, that is when the calf requires a lot of heat and a lot of energy for maintenance of its body. Then also, because I have taken the weights, I've seen that the calves have not added the weight that they are supposed to be. And you find a calf that is weaned at 45 kgs. So that is terribly very low. You are supposed to wean a calf which is around 80 kgs of weight.
Owen, how do you feed your calves?
I normally give them 2 liters in the morning and 2 liters in the evening for 3 months.
When the calf is born, first thing you make sure that it gets enough colostrum. And this colostrum is the first milk that comes from the mother, and it is very nutritious and has very high levels of proteins. You give enough to the calf, and the colostrum should not exceed 8 liters per day. Then from there, you are supposed to consider giving the calf some grains, which we call pellets. So make sure that you give the pellets after 1 week, so that these pellets, they are the ones that are going to help the rumen to develop. Then from there, when the colostrum is over, you are supposed now to replace the colostrum with a milk replacer. And this milk replacer is going to help this calf to get a lot of energy that is required for its growth. It's going to boost also the immunity, and it is going to help this cow to build on the body reserves. So you mix 125 grams of trilk in 1 liter of warm water. You give 2 liters in the morning and 2 liters in the evening. That is 4 liters of trilk. Having done this, because it is very high levels of protein, the calf is going to increase on weight. Ensure that you use a feeding bottle to give that milk.
Did you understand that? Let's simplify it. After birth, feed the calf milk from its mother, not more than 8 liters per day for a week. Then, introduce a handful of pellets, 2 liters of water per day, and 4 liters per day of trilk milk replacer for body growth and immunity. You can also introduce a bit of grass at this point.
Then from there, you are supposed to provide mineral salts for the calf. You are supposed to provide CKL Extra Legend.
Introduce CKL Extra Legends, which has minerals, vitamins A, D, and E, yeast metabolite for digestion, and lipidol to ensure development of rumen to help with absorption of all these nutrients for good growth and healthy weight gain. These should be fed at 2.5 tablespoons in the morning and 2.5 in the evening, mixed with the pellets. Add a tablespoon of Extra Legend every month.
Having done that, then we are sure that the calf is ready for weaning, which should be at least 2 months, and that is for early weaning. And one of the regimes of weaning a calf is when the calf gets double the weight it was born with. If the cow was born at 40 kgs, then it gets to 80 kgs. Even if it is 2 months, then the calf is ready for weaning.
Oh, I didn't know that. As we say, we learn every day. And the kind of advice that we got, we have gotten from even the extension officers that we have around. So it has been a major breakthrough.
With the expert advice, Owen will be on his way to having healthy calves. So, with Kanye's advice, Kamau was eager to start building the calf pen to ensure the calves are warm, dry, and comfortable. Exciting, isn't it? Coming up after the break, we learn all about rainfall and discover an affordable way of cooking a favorite meal.
Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up. Construction for the calf pen is in full swing. Even the birds are busy at it.
The forecast said it was going to rain today. And look at that, not a single drop of rain. How is a farmer supposed to work under these conditions?
Climate change has affected me because the way I used to plan my planting season and whatever, the rainfall patterns changed all of a sudden, and it became hard to exactly know when you're supposed to plant your crops.
Adapting to changing weather is very important for a farmer. It is also very important to understand weather forecast, what it means, and how you can get the best information so you can plan your farming activities. In order to help John understand this better, we have called in Paul Murage from the Meteorological Department. Have you seen a difference in rainfall in your region here?
Yeah, there's quite a very big difference.
What difference are you seeing?
What I've noticed is that we never get the usual rain as it used to rain before. So there's a change of the rainfall pattern. Either prolonged or there's very minimal rainfall in our area.
Our farmer is clearly describing climate change and how it's manifesting itself in his own understanding.
Oh, and where do you get your forecast from?
I get my forecast from either the radio or the TV.
It is good to note that that is very generalized. It's for the whole country.
Yeah.
So I would wish that now you be linking with the county meteorological office, you get county-specific forecast at the ward location. And that's why we want you from today. You'll be getting it through the iShamba, through your phone, up to ward location.
Okay.
It's very important for a farmer to know the amount of rainfall you are expecting in your farm. So the seasonal total is what we give, and that's what you use for planning your farm. So for particularly the example, the total for all that season, 420 millimeters. What does it entail? The choice of the variety, maybe of maize, will be determined by the projected rainfall amount, even the management practice you adopt for that particular season. Then we also have the weekly forecast that we issue. That is what will determine when to do the actual planting. And we define the start of rains when you receive 20 millimeters of rainfall in your farm. If you can dig, you see that the 20 millimeters, the depth is already wet, and that's where your seed, when the crop is forming, is there. Yeah.
Anything less than that?
Anything less than that, the rains have not started, and that's why you always see there is the first start of the rains, and the farmers are forced to do the planting. That's why we are saying utilize the weekly forecast so well, so that you are not forced to do the planting.
Any questions so far?
As a farmer, how can I know the exact amount of rainfall in my farm?
I'm going to demonstrate to you using, assuming they are plots, the different amounts of rainfall I was talking about. We have measured water in different amounts. 5 millimeters, when you record it, you don't see the rains have started, or you have recorded onset, because it will not reach the level or the depth of the seed. If we go to 20 millimeters, when your farm records 20 millimeters of rainfall, within 1, 2 to 3 days, you see you have reported onset. Anything less than that, you report false onset. You see the depth up to the whole level, the jebe level, it soaks the water. But when in between the season, you record 100 millimeters of rainfall within 1, 2 to 3 days, that amount will lead to runoff. And that's why we're saying this can only assist you in rainwater harvesting, like the way you have done in your farm. The 100 millimeters should not be a threat to you that it is raining. You can adopt a soil and water conservation measure. Either you do the rainwater harvesting, you introduce a cover crop, or you use mulching. That is now what we call adaptation. And then 420 millimeters you have measured here. This is the amount of rainfall you expect for the whole season.
Sounds interesting, doesn't it? Let's get down to the details. 5 millimeters of rain will not reach your seed to help it germinate. For your seeds to grow, you'll need at least 20 millimeters of rainfall. If the forecast is 100 millimeters and above of rainfall, it is advisable to mulch your shamba and prepare for rainwater harvesting. And with that, let's catch up with this week's weather forecast.
Welcome to the Shamba Shape Up Farming News for Kenya. Today we will look at the seasonal forecast for Kenya's March to May rains once more. Depending on the variety, maize need between 450 to 800 millimeters of rains to do well. Beans and cabbage need between 300 and 500 millimeters of rains. Sorghum needs between 200 and 500 millimeters of rains. Southeastern counties will get rains in the first or second week of April, and this will continue until mid or end of May. This includes counties such as Kitui, Makueni, and Machakos. At the moment, there is not enough information to say when rains will start in northeastern counties such as Marsabit, Wajir, Mandera, and Garissa. In the west, central, South Rift Valley, Western and Nyanza regions, rain started in a number of counties and will continue to June. This spans from West Pokot, Bungoma, Baringo to Kisumu, Kisii, and Bomet counties. Over this period, we expect total rainfall to be below the normal 500 millimeters here. Central Kenya counties have started seeing rains as well, and this will continue to the end of May. This includes Nyeri, Embu, Murang'a, Laikipia, and also Nairobi and Kiambu counties. Total rainfall of less than 450 millimeters is expected over this period. The coastal strip will get rains starting any time between the 1st and the 3rd week of April and continue to June. This includes counties of Lamu, Mombasa, Kilifi, and Kwale. Total rainfall of less than 450 millimeters is expected in this region. Farmers, the rains are less reliable these days. That is why it is important to adapt so that you can still do well as the climate changes. Fertilizer prices have gone up. It is still important to use them, but perhaps use less if you cannot afford the full amount needed. Use farmyard manure and compost to support soil fertility. This is the time to harvest rainwater. Fit gutters on your roof, dig terraces, trenches, water pans, and dams. Use the right certified seeds for a better harvest. For more detailed forecast for your area, get in touch with iShamba on 0711 082 606. I am Brenda. See you next week on the Shamba Shape Up Farming News for Kenya.
Farming is not an easy task. There's so much to do in the shamba, and the farmer has to do all this in a single day. Add feeding your family to that. Margaret! What is not happening here?
Hey, we are making lunch. I'm making chips.
I'm just in time.
Yeah.
All right, so you're making chips, and
Yes.
Jerry, what are you doing?
I'm lighting the fire.
You're lighting the fire?
Yeah.
And you're using this?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So how are you going to make the chips?
After finishing preparing, I just steam them a bit.
Okay.
And then I use the pan.
You'll steam them using the firewood, and
Yes.
then when you're now deep frying, you use the gas.
Yes.
And I can also see there's a jiko there.
Yes.
And you also have Jerry to help you.
Yes.
So what happens when she's not there?
Okay, when she's not there, I do it myself.
So you're just one person, you have to divide
Yeah.
yourself to do all these chores.
Yes.
I think we might just have a solution. Just give me a few minutes. Jerry,
Yeah.
I'll be back. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Cooking and feeding your family is important. But how can we save time, energy, and money when cooking? We have Duncan to provide a solution.
I've been using the firewood. I have the charcoal and also the gas. But most of the time I normally use charcoal because the gas is very expensive. I normally use 1 bag of charcoal, which goes for 1,800. You know that is very expensive.
Right.
Yes.
Sadly, and the price of gas every now and then it's hiking.
It's hiking. And how long do you use the 6 kg gas?
Less than a month.
Less than a month?
Yes.
And the charcoal?
Also.
So Duncan, what solution are you offering?
So here is a pressure cooker, and it's a combination of air fryer. So it has the air fryer lid. As you can see, it has an element inside.
Yes.
And it has a fan. It has a steel rack. This is where you put your contents when you're cooking. And then it has this other rack. This is used to air fry chicken. And then it has a non-stick sufuria inside, where you now put whatever content you put on the other racks, and then you just place inside, and then you can fix the air fryer. So you've put chips, so you have to put this lid, connect it. Now it becomes an air fryer.
You know, I'm getting confused.
Why?
Because I'm wondering, what is this air fryer?
So air frying is using hot air to fry your food content. Normally, we've been preparing chips, say sausages, samosas, using a lot of oil. You have to dip them into oil. So now, how this works is that you only have to spray oil over your food content. What happens, it uses a fan to draw air from the surrounding. It heats it, and then that hot air goes through the food and getting it ready to eat.
So what if sometimes the air fryer decides it's not going to work and I don't know what's wrong?
First of all, when you buy this gadget, you get a warranty card. So that whenever you think the item is broken, then you can be able to call us immediately to go through the gadget to understand what really is the problem. Is it broken or is it just a usage problem? So we actually tell you what channel is best for this to reach to us.
Since the air fryer does not allow heat to escape, it cuts down on the cost of electricity. Margaret currently uses over 3,000 shillings a month on cooking fuel, but it can be cheaper. Duncan showed Margaret how to fry some chips using just 2 spoonfuls of oil on the potatoes, making healthier, less oily meals at a lower cost.
It's drawn there, so you'll be able to tell this is chips. And it gives you preset timer.
Using an air fryer will cost you about 12 shillings to make a bowl of chips, compared to a normal deep fryer, which can be about 24 shillings. You also save on cooking oil, using about 100 milliliters for a family meal of chips, compared to more than a liter when deep frying.
When I heard it is using electricity, I thought it's of high cost. When the expert explained to me, I saw it is the best way to use, and it will cut my cost of living.
That's right. It will save on time, money and cooking oil, allowing Margaret more time for her farm, and also make some yummy meals for Njeri. A big win for Margaret.
It looks like Kamau is done right on time.
From the muddy fields and open skies to a good dry floor and a roof over their heads, the calves now have a warm place to sleep.
Margaret and Owen can look forward to a healthy, productive cows in the future.
I can really appreciate because I've learned a lot.
I'm very happy because of all that I have learned. And for sure, I know our life is going to change. Thank you very much, Team Shape Up. We are happy.